Okay. Content needs a calendar. I think I made it clear that I'm a big fan of content, but you also need to make sure that you're not doing it ad hoc when you can. It needs to be planned. And what we do in Workshop Media is we make sure that at the beginning of the month, we create all our content for the month in one day. And that way we can plan it out, we can create it all in one day, and then it gets filtered out step by step. So we're keeping engaged with people, but it's not literally costing us hours every single day or every single week. And in terms of this calendar point, you really need to think of yourself, if you want to go into content marketing or use content marketing for your organization, think of yourself as a publisher. What does my audience want? Ask people, what would you like to see? You know, what would you like us to talk about? What do you really want to know? Can we help in any way, shape or form? The other thing to do is keep asking yourself, you're walking down the street, driving, in an event, whatever, keep asking, is this content? Would my audience be really interested in this? Because I guarantee there are some things everybody is interested in. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be about your specific niches. It can be kind of like more broad range. So as an example, this was a bit cunning. We basically did a music video for a band. They're a rock band called Massive Wagons. On X Factor, it just happened to be Rock Night when we kind of like just released it. So all we did was we shared the music video with the hashtag on Twitter. It's a way to basically make sure that you can search using hashtags. So that other people who look for this hashtag X Factor on Rock Night would find a music video that we produced. Bit cheeky, but why not? I mean, it's Rock Night, it's relevant, they might be interested, and it was a really good track. It was a really good rock track. So keep asking yourself these questions. Is this content, and what's the best way I can reach an audience or possibly a wider audience? Okay, so this is our example schedule. So we do practice what we preach. We plan, first of all, to do a weekly blog article. Slightly longer, more in-depth, more formal, talking about an issue to do with our business. So that could be content marketing, it could be video, it could be, you know, how to use video and social media. And we try and make sure that that's published midweek, between Tuesday and Thursday. Reason is because statistically on a Monday, most people are getting over the weekend. On a Friday, most people are getting ready for the weekend. So those 2 days, they're pretty much switched off. So midweek is a really good chance to try and target people with this content. That's where people are kind of like more awake. And we really push that out with social media. We really try and make sure people are aware of these blog articles. What I also try and do, and I was doing it really well for a while, was do a daily blog post. So at the half hour at the end of the day, I just do a quick 500-word blog about what I've done today that people might find interesting and relevant, and throwing a picture in there. We don't push that stuff out. What we try and do is think of that as almost like Easter eggs or hidden gems. So if they come to our website on the, say, the blog article, wow, there's another blog there that looks really interesting. Click on that, they feel good about themselves. I do not beat myself up over not doing that daily blog post, because that's what the weekly blog post is there for. It's just pushing that content out. We also try and do, as I've said, a monthly press release, and we try and make sure that that's always a good news story. And we don't always send it to the press. We basically are doing our press releases for our audience who might be interested in it. And some of them happen to be in the press, so it sometimes gets picked up. As I've said, we already try and do a monthly video and a monthly newsletter. Now, the newsletter we do right at the end of the month. So at the beginning of next month, our content from last month, which has already been created, is getting looked at by kind of like people who might have missed it, while we're pushing out new content the next month. So there's a certain degree of crossover. So old and new content is being reused and repurposed all the time, and people are exploring it and finding out things, which is cool. Okay, you can use a tool. There's two tools. There's Hootsuite and there's something called TweetDeck that allows you to basically schedule your posts. If you've got your content scheduled, schedule your social media posts so you can concentrate first of all on the conversation. You don't have to worry about pushing your content. It's going to go out and people will interact with it. You can also use the scheduling to use Tweeried to target when people are online. So, or kind of like viewing their Twitter feed. So you can make sure your content is more likely to be seen. And basically Hootsuite works for not only Twitter, but Hootsuite. And you can lump all of that in together. So rather than having to go to Facebook, go to YouTube, go to Twitter, you can do it all in one easy kind of like to access thing where you can do all this stuff in. So it makes it really, really powerful to leverage your time and make sure you're not missing anything. So Hootsuite. There is TweetDeck as well. The only difference between the two, Hootsuite is online. You have to be online to use Hootsuite. TweetDeck you can download to your desktop so you don't have to be online.